Hi guys. Okay, what I wanted to highlight today was one of the things with zebra crossings. Um, so we're going to come up to a zebra crossing here. This is actually going towards Mill Hill, where it's quite the popular double mini roundabouts near, I think it's Harvester. But sometimes what happens is you approach a zebra crossing and you can't see one side of it, and so you have to really approach with quite a little bit of caution. So what happened here on the lesson is there was a van blocking the view, and just behind the van there's some pedestrians trying to cross. So you see it very shortly. You're going to have signs coming up for the double mini roundabout coming up on your left hand side. All right, and then as we get a little bit further ahead now, there's that van on the left. I'm going to highlight them with some circles and stuff. um, so here you go. You've got the van, and you can't see behind the van on the left-hand side of the zebra. I've highlighted the other ones just so you know that you can see the zigzags and the black and white pole, and that's where the pedestrian was kind of hiding away, unintentionally, obviously. Then you got to wait till they've gone to the island, and then you're free to go. But yeah, really, really important that if you can't see both sides of that pedestrian crossing, it is vital that you approach really, really slowly. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is if a pedestrian does surprise you, you're going to hit the brakes hard, and the car behind might hit you. So obviously it's still the car behind's fault, but you're involved in an accident and you don't want that. Right, so now what's going to happen, we're going to come up to another zebra crossing. It's a little bit further away, and this is going towards the Mill Hill Test Centre. You're going to come up with a 20-mile-an-hour zone very shortly. Then there's a school and a zebra crossing straight after it. And the thing I want to highlight with this zebra crossing is if there is a pedestrian walking near the zebra crossing, you have to assume that they will use it. Now, this student that I'm with now assumes the opposite. They assume that the pedestrian is not going to use it. So we've highlighted where the zebras are, and now you're going to highlight that pedestrian, and you literally have to think that they are going to use it. Now, this student was lucky that this pedestrian didn't use it, and they got away with it. But otherwise, if they wanted to step onto that zebra crossing, they've got full right, and then would have had to slam the brakes. Ideally, you don't slam the brakes, but it depends on what the pedestrian kind of does as well. But it's really, really important that you assume that they're going to use it. Kind of approach really calmly and cautiously. That was a great overtake by the van driver. I think I put that one up before anyway. Yeah, so I just lost my train of thought there. But yeah, just approach cautiously. Assume that the pedestrian is going to use it. And even if that means you're having to come to a gentle stop, if they walk past, that's fine. You've done your bit. You've done your duty. That's all that matters. So that's something I really wanted to highlight, and I hope you guys can learn from it. Alright guys, this one's actually a really dangerous one. Kind of wound me up a bit. The driver behind us has been following us for quite a while, so you can understand the frustration behind the learner. Students kind of new, so we're taking our time. But we're here at Queensbury roundabout, or station I should say, and we're going to be going left, and there's a zebra crossing really, really close up. Zigzags on the ground, and this driver behind us tries to overtake us now. Have a look at the pedestrians on the right, and they are literally shocked. I've paused it here, and look how dangerous that is. That is crazy. If it was, I had to horn at that moment to warn the pedestrians and the driver. You probably sense from my tone and my voice that it really bugged me, and it still does. And yeah, it was unbelievable. I get the fact that it is annoying to be behind a learner, but it's all part of life. He hasn't been born a driver; he's been through this whole process, and I'm sure he wasn't an incredible driver when he started. So yeah, it was just disgusting what he did. We actually caught up further ahead at the traffic lights, so that was a pointless overtake. And then I literally put my windows down and gave him a few words, which I shouldn't have. To be fair, that was my bad. But that was, when someone's lives are at stake there, that's when it really winds me up. If I get cut up all the time, all day long, it doesn't really bother me at all. But when pedestrians are put at risk, or another driver's put at risk, or even my student, then that kind of really bugs me. So yeah, really, really dangerous. Hope you guys never ever overtake at a zebra crossing or pedestrian crossing. Overtaking is a legal thing. It's not a problem at all, but safe and safely done. Plan ahead, and take your time when you do it. But in scenarios like this is unbelievable. It actually could have been worse later on because I'm sure we could have kicked off and had a fight. But he drove off, and I was willing to do what we needed to do. But that's life. Glad nothing actually bad happened afterwards as well. And main thing, the pedestrians and everyone was safe. But yeah, hope you guys learn from that.